Yeah, man, people, happy Monday, bright and early Monday morning. Welcome again, man. Thanks for tuning in back again. You understand? The morning insider is there straight out of the black first day of one of the working day. And I'm saying Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. You understand? But big up to the people that see me at the 25 to 8. You understand? Sunday to Saturday. But you don't know. Hope everyone have a wonderful weekend, man. You know, I think I had a wonderful weekend. Yeah, I had a wonderful weekend. I watched, not many football as usual, but I go back and watch, back some highlights and stuff, but not many live games I really consume over the weekend, as I usually consume over 15 live games, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but, have some stuff to do and, traveling around. But, hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hope the fans out there had a wonderful weekend as usual. You understand? Hope you guys watch your favorite club team, your favorite leagues. You understand? And, hope you had a wonderful blast. You understand? Outside of the sporting fraternity, of consuming football. But again, the morning insider is here, and I'm here to bring, 3 crucial topics. Yeah, I'm here to drop the JPL in 5 as the JPL is heating up, and also the wave of this frontline headlines of the L'Equipe in France talking about the fallout with Mason Greenwood and Roberto ZERBI, the Italian, which Roberto ZERBI also speak on that as well. You understand? And also Khadija, one of our prominent reggae girl player, is in a vital part of her season where she just need to continue. She just need to continue her farm. She just need to continue grinding and help City pick the few other results. I'm going to talk about that as well. But right after the break, I will come up and talk about what's ahead in the show.
With Bunny Shaw. Bunny, great game today. How are you feeling?
Good.
Your goal, fantastically taken. It's sort of your bread and butter. We see you do it week in, week out. How does it feel to be able to be relied on the team for your goals?
I wouldn't say that. I just try to do my job and what my strikers required, and I think the players that I have around me helps me to flourish. So ultimately, I think just having the quality and me doing what I know I can do just helps the team.
Into the semi-final of the FA Cup, how important is it for a team like Man City to keep achieving this and keep being there, keep being in the final, winning these sorts of competitions? Yeah,
definitely. We set high standards for ourselves. Obviously, the last couple of years haven't been what we set out to achieve, and now we're in the semi-finals and we want to go even further. 2 more games to win it. So I think we just have to focus, work on the small details, so when them game comes, we can be better and more effective.
Khadija Bonisha, some crucial games, are coming up for Khadija Bonisha, but roll back the tape a little bit, what happened over the weekend, especially yesterday, that 2-0 victory over Aston Villa, in the Women FA Cup, City, they're not playing really well, City, they're just not playing well, they drew even before that, versus West Ham, she played a game against Spurs where, she didn't score, and that is the team that Khadija Bonisha scored the most goals and in her entire career for Manchester City. She has scored over 12 goals and Spurs, so things are not ticking as how it usually go probably a few years back, where City is in the title race, is chasing down Chelsea, is in the Champions League spot at this stage. So things are not so rosy for City women team, and Khadija Bonisha, but she continued to grind though, She scored, I think 8 minutes into the second half against Aston Villa. They beat, Aston Villa 2-0 at their home pitch. They marching on to, the semi-final, in the FA Cup. The next game coming up on the weekend. Yeah, probably 5 days from now. They will play Chelsea in the League Cup. Some main objectives, for Khadija Bonisha, for now until the end, of the season. She has she needs to qualify, for the Champions League. They're just a few points of the Champions League spot behind, Arsenal, who's in the last spot in 3rd position. They the FA Cup, they're in the semi-final, that's the Manchester Derby. You know, they have the League Cup, their next game coming up against Chelsea. They need to win that as well because of not in the title race, you know, not have no hope, you know, it's just impossible for them to get, you know, from their stage at this moment, you know, to win the league title in fourth position. You know, I think it's double-digit points behind City women team. So going into the League Cup final is a must. They must win that the next game. The FA Cup, they must beat Manchester Manchester United, a team that already beat them at the Etihad Stadium. You know, they have the Champions League, I think quarterfinals in is coming up as well. You know, right after not this midweek, but the other midweek they will play Chelsea. You know, so the next couple of games, you know, so I think I name it all qualify for the main objective. I think, you know, qualify for the Champions League for City. You know, win the League Cup, you understand, for City. You know, win the FA Cup and also go on deep as possible, beat Chelsea in the knockout run of the Women's Champions League. So I think that's some of the main objective for Khadija, you know, and I think what we're getting from her now, you know, 19 goals in 21 games, she's going to surpass, you know, the tally of goals that she scored from last season and probably set, you know, her league high, you know, of the season, for this season total, you know, so big things are coming up for City women team. As I said, the next 4 games will be Chelsea, the League Cup, the Champions League, then return back to WSL. Then the other midweek is the knockout run of the Champions League, the second leg, and also they have another. I think that's four. Yeah, that's 4. So that's it for Khadija right there. And you know, the next story then is coming up. You know, Miss Greenwood. You know, the big story that coming out over the weekend. You know, after, you know, a potential reggae boy that's on the verge of being a reggae boy, a Jamaican player sold. You know, Mason Greenwood, you know, is in the front page in France once more. You know, he's in front of the Equipe, you know, newspaper in France. You know, he's in the main newspaper, you know, La Classique, you know, of Marseille, a local newspaper in Marseille, about is it a potential or is it that him and Roberto De Zerbi have something going on. But Roberto De Zerbi have shut that down real quick in his interview, and this is what, you know, the Italian has to say about Mason Greenwood.
Dubbio tra lui e Merlin.
He was the first player I contacted. Even before I signed for OM, I had already spoken to his father. No one can have more respect for him than I do. But that doesn't change anything. I expect more from him. He has to do more because what he is currently showing is not enough. If he wants to achieve his ambition of becoming a champion, he has to be more consistent, sacrifice more, and be more determined. Otherwise, we as a team always fall back into the same pattern. A very good match, then a defeat at Auxerre, then a victory against Nantes. It's too irregular, it's like waves. And that's something I don't like.
Ma questo è stato il pensiero mio.
You know, so yeah, that's what Roberto De Zerbi has to say about Mason Greenwood. You know, so there's no fallout. It's just completely that, you know, he's just trying to keep Mason on his toe. You know, things aren't being real good, you know, in the last couple of match days for Marseille. I think, you know, Roberto De Zerbi have really upset over, you know, his team, not just Mason, but the entire team of that nasty performance that they put in I think their last away game against Auxerre, where they lost. You know, but Mason Greenwood came off the bench right after the start of the second half, and you know, he made an impact in the game. But next up for Marseille will be away. They will play away to the Parc des Princes versus Paris Saint-Germain game after they return from Anfield. So hopefully Liverpool can drain them as much. But I would love, you know, PSG to get that one over Liverpool at Anfield. But I mean, whoever support Liverpool will have their say in the comment section about that as well. You understand? But yeah, love to see, you know, PSG, you know, win, but want to drain so Mason Greenwood can have a, you know, a tired, you know, Paris Saint-Germain team to play it against. But coming up from now until the end, you know, they are just a couple points, you know, away from the third place. You know, I think the main objective, same way in this league campaign, is all about get into the Champions League, and then second, they're comfortable riding in that position, you know. On April the 13th, they will have Monaco away in Monaco, you know, but different from that, the Paris Saint-Germain and the Monaco game, especially the Monaco, you know, if he can go into that game on April the 13th and not concede or not drop any points versus Monaco, you know, you would say they see like they have Lille in our games down the stretch as well. But take away from that, I think they have more games at home than away, so they should be comfortable riding into the UEFA Champions League position coming at the end of the season. So they, you know, when you look at their run of fixtures compared to their rival that in third, that in fourth, Marseille fixtures is a little bit more easier. You would say more easier games for them to get points out of it. So let's see if, you know, Mason Greenwood can continue and add on the 17 goals that he has scored of the season so far. And after this, it's the JPL in 5 will come up. Yes, you know, the JPL in 5, man, the JPL in 5, you know, Portmore host TIVOLI Garden, you know, in a 1-1 draw, you know. It was a good game of football, man. You know, 1-1, you know, 2 really good goals scored. You know, Jeremy Lynch, brilliant goal coming off the left side. You know, Nikolai Fuller came off the bench, you know, to make an impact for TIVOLI Garden in that second half to give them a point, which it looked impossible of what happened in that first half where, you know, Stephen Young missing up. But it's a clear opportunity. You know, I think it was the end of the first half where he just missed the ball on the back post. I think he got in contact with the ball, but he just missed the target. But the Nikolai Fuller, you know, oh my God, you know, this player is such a phenomenal player. Came on and changed the game. You know, what a wonderful free kick again. Yeah, but Romeo Guthrie, you know, hope he recover. You know, I don't know what injury he sustained. I think it looked like it's a neck injury, but before that he missed a clear opening sitter, yeah, that could have easily bring the game. I think it should have gone 2-0 at the time, you know, in the 50 something minute, and he got injured in the 65th minute, yeah. But look, Portmore, you know, some, as I said, you know, some missed opportunity, but Portmore is struggling to get goals. And, you know, listen to this. Yeah, Portmore, you know, in 2025, the start of the year, they have only scored 13 goals. 13 goals Portmore have only scored. Yeah, in their last 5 games, they have scored 5 goals. Yeah, Umberland in the last 5 games have scored more goals than Portmore, a team that literally rock bottom, are they jump into 13th position. Umberland have scored 7 goals in their last 5. Portmore scored 5 goals in their last 5. You know, so Portmore next game, you know, will be away, yeah, to Mobile United. But look, you know, losing to, you know, to Umberland, you know, midweek, you know, they after the return of the game, after the strike, TIVOLI Garden just cannot get a win. You know, back-to-back game, dropping points, drop 3 points at Effortville, and Thursday drop, you know, 2 points again yesterday and Sunday. So, you know, where they go from it, you know, look, TIVOLI Garden have conceded 15 more goals than last season. You know, so this is a team that defensively they are conceding a whole lot of goal. And some important fixtures, you know, they had, you know, they already played Portmore. You know, they dropped 2 points. Their next game will be against Mount Pleasant, then Cavalier, then Arnett Garden. You understand? And those teams, they never beat those teams, including Portmore, since the season have started. You know, which last season they have a very prolific run when it comes on to teams in the top 6. But moving on, you know, Mount Pleasant, yeah, Mount Pleasant, blank, DUNBEHOLDEN, back-to-back last. Yeah, this is the first time DUNBEHOLDEN going back-to-back since, I will tell you, when was the last time DUNBEHOLDEN go back-to-back in the league? Look, match day 17 and 18 was the last time they go back-to-back with a defeat. And when they go in that run, they never scored a goal. They lost in the last 2 games, you know, on the run. Match day 17 and match day 18 versus Cavalier and Mount Pleasant, and not scoring in none of them. So they haven't scored in match day 17 and 18, and the last couple of games they haven't scored as well. They didn't score on Racing midweek, and they didn't score at Jacksal. But Mount Pleasant, you know, Mount Pleasant is just rumbling on, you know, back-to-back game, 2 clean sheet on the spin. You know, Nicholas Nelson scored on his former team. You know, Daniel Green continued the scoring, you know, the prolific goal scoring season that he has. You know, Devante Campbell, after coming back just after injury the last couple of weeks, got on the score sheet, and guess what? They have scored 72 goals after campaign so far. And guess who's their next couple of games? Their next couple of games is TIVOLI Garden, who just cannot keep a clean sheet. They just, look, conceded 3 goals. If it will have one of the worst team in the league, and now they conceded one at one of the best defensive team in the league. Poor goal scored record, as I said. PORTMORE scored just 13 goals after season of the calendar year. So Mount Pleasant will have a field day against TIVOLI Garden, and also the next game will be against Vere. So the next 2 games for Mount Pleasant is TIVOLI Garden and Vere. Teams that Vere considered over 50 plus goals after season. So you're looking to see Mount Pleasant probably going to the 80 bracket of goal that they have scored in the campaign so far. But down below, the next couple of fixtures will be Harbourview. Harbourview is struggling and farm, it not consistent. Chapelton Maroon, change of coach. So down below, they will look to bounce back after a really run of games for Harold Thomas. But moving on, Vere, the Clarendon derby, Vere versus Umberland. Look, the last time Vere actually won a game, it was the first game of the calendar year, and guess who it was? It was against Umberland. So before that, they have won 3 games. I think this is the 5th win of the campaign. You understand? But big win. They were rock bottom. This is the Clarendon derby and the relegation derby teams that locked in 14 and 13 position. You understand? But look, they have beaten Vere, twice out of the 5 games that they have won this season. So, Vere would say, Vere, they have beat, I said they have beaten Umberland twice out of the 5 games that they have won, but he will say they want to play Vere every day, but it just cannot happen. But, Vere, play with 1 man up for, probably literally almost half of the game. Clear Clark got a red card. But, Umberland will be disappointed after a big win, at home, beating TIVOLI, going into this Clarendon derby. But if, Steve Barnett don't score, a man that has scored 9 goals of the campaign so far, 13 goals Umberland have scored all calendar year this season of 2025, and he has scored 9 out of that. So if he don't get on the score sheet, just like he did in the 3-2 big win at home, in the previous fixture before this against TIVOLI, where he bagged a brace and the team scored 3 goals, it seems like the team will never get on the score sheet. But for Umberland, next up will be you say probably a team that's in and around of the relegation zone. MOLYNES, they will look to get something from MOLYNES, because after that, the next game will be against the Junglers. You understand? But moving on, MOLYNES and Stars of the East, Harbourview, lock and 0-0. A 0-0 draw. I don't know, man. It's strange sometimes. You look at MOLYNES. They can beat, they beat Vere United. They beat Vere United. They came from behind against Vere United in the previous game, where they won that game 3-1. Robina Garden scored a brace in the first half of the game. And then, MOLYNES came back and win the game 3-2. But this one is a 0-0 draw. Not many. You would say this team have drawn a lot of games last season, 0-0. But for this season, they have gone their 5th 0-0 draw, MOLYNES. But for Harbourview, look, their last 3, it's winless in the last 3. 2-2 draw against TIVOLI, 1-0 win, 1-0 last at Katrina versus Mobile, and also the 0-0 draw versus MOLYNES, just 3 points above the top. With that Vere Phoenix United win, it's just 3 points. Harbourview is just over, settling over the relegation zone. But next up, for Harbourview will be against Dunbeholden Racing before they play Mount Pleasant. So you would say before they go into that Mount Pleasant game, they must get at least 3 points from from those 2 games. And if it can get 4, a win and a draw, that will be excellent for them. But Waterhouse, the last game, the late game that kicks off yesterday, Waterhouse host CAVALIER, and it's another game at Joseland, another game that Waterhouse made a lead slip by after Javian Bryan scored, and John Mara Calvin scored his 13 goals of the campaign in the league this season, and it's back-to-back season for John Mara Calvin. A man that CAVALIER is looking forward to get a goal like that what he did at Joseland coming up on Thursday versus Inter Miami. This player is a prolific goal scorer. Back-to-back season for him, scoring 13 goals. That's 26 goals in his last 2 seasons, and the season is not finished already. But CAVALIER is riding on. They have started some big name players that going to need it in Thursday fixture coming up against Messi, but you will say Waterhouse, they should have bring a lot more intensity to the game, because Cavalier is just looking forward for this game to just pass and probably get a point, but when you ask me who will be more happy with the point, it has to be Cavalier, because they have a big game coming up. As much as they play this game against Waterhouse, they're still thinking about Inter Miami not getting any injury, not getting any suspension. But listen to this. When you look at the last 5 games, the league table for the last 5 games, Waterhouse is in 12th position, just 3 goals scored and 5 goals conceded. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but Cavalier is comfortable in the in the league table for the last 5 games. They in 6th position and 8 points, 7 goals scored. And even when you look at it now, the overall table, they right behind Mobile United in 4th position. So even Portmore could have easily win against TIVOLI and jump ahead of Cavalier, who is still trying to find a little bit of a run in the league this season. But that's it, for JPL 5. It's a wonderful 5 games that played yesterday. Today will be some very, very good game. Chabatan Maroon will play. Mobile, they've named Vassarine as his first game in charge, will coming up against Mobile. Team that's flying high in the complex. And also Arnett Garden will play the last game. Who Arnett Garden played again? I can't remember. Oh, I forgot. Arnett Garden will play. I don't remember one, but those two. The game is coming up in Arnett Garden. Will play at the Jungle, and also Chapelton Maroon will host Mobile United from the West. Yeah, so that's it for JPL 5. Thanks for watching. Yeah, this is the morning inside on Nicardo Media House. I'm out.